Hey, this is the second part of Red Air, second session. Because I'm using Google Meet, can't pause the recording, so it's going to be two separate files that I don't have the software to combine. So I'll just upload them separately if I do choose to do so. We are in the middle of a sortie. The Viper Squadron of TIE fighters is part of the attachments for reships heading to take out a Nebulon B frigate filled with terrible rebels. So, they're awful and deserve to be taken down. I'm going to be sharing screen, and hopefully this will be an easier way for us to communicate and work together. So, as a reminder, the way that this sortie works is that we start off with a scramble roll. I set an appropriate action to the objective of the sortie. Everybody rolls that action, and you distribute yourselves into the appropriate enemy arcs. Enemies are grouped into tallies. We have 3 tallies. And I just realized I probably should flip that around because that's the 4 and that's the 4 and that's the F. So I have upside down. I will fix that picture very quickly in just a moment. But that's embarrassing. So sorry I boot that. Anyway, so we'll do your scramble roll. Then you distribute yourselves into the appropriate enemy arcs based on the result. You place a token. I've put each of you here with tokens. You'll place a token at one of the 4 arcs. We start at the leftmost tally, working towards the right. You have to deal with one in turn. Each of the tallies can, if they have the appropriate specials, impact you, even though you're fighting, say, tally 1, tally 2, and the tally 3 could impact you, just as a heads up, if they have a special that's appropriate. So after you have placed your token, and the way we're going to do token is just a little Control-C, Control-V kind of dealy. We'll move people around because you will be moving around the arcs. It's a dogfight, so lots of action going on. You will take turns in whatever order you like. So I'd say we do the popcorn order. We'll start with whoever has the how do we want to determine who's our first person? Maybe don't have highest rank. So
let's just go down the call sign list the first time. The Geist, Riot, Parasite,
Geist,
Apex.
Yeah. Cool. That works for me. Thank you. So then you, on your player turn, you spend your agility, decide what you'd like to do, roll an appropriate action, and determine the result. When an action roll is 1 to 5, the Skymaster, that's me, may have a tally deal stress to any one of you, and then evasion happens. Then we check the tally box or the rally if they have gone, and then once you've gone, my guys all get to do a thing, and then we cycle back to step 1 with a scramble roll. So we do a scramble roll on each turn because it is trying to emulate the hectic actions of a dogfight. Hopefully that is clearer than our first time through. So let's start as suggested with scramble rolls. We'll start with Geist. Go ahead and give us your scramble roll. I'm going to say I have to determine the action here. So stop it, Google Chrome. I understand. It keeps telling me you've left the roll. I'm like, I know that, dude. I'm not an idiot. Let's say that you guys, I don't think scan makes sense. Yeah, it's very hectic. When you guys come out of hyperspace, you guys are in TIE fighters, so you're being carried by the grav hammer, and when you do, you drop right into the middle of it. So your initial scramble will be a jink roll because there is a lot of activity. There are X-wings, A-wings, other TIE fighters, all swarming around 4 giant ships, if you call the grav hammer giant. Probably 3 giant ships and the grav hammer. So let's start with Geist, and we'll have you roll your jink. Now, it looks like you got a 1 die in jink, Geist. So
I
go ahead and roll us a d6. Let's see how it goes.
It goes about as well as last time. That's a 2.
All right. Okay. So in the sorties rolls for scramble, on a 1 to 3, it's a bad outcome. Place your character in the highest risk arc for all tallies. So we jump back to our thing. Here we go. The highest risk arc is based off of these, and high is in the 4. So we'll be placing Geist in the 4. You are dealing with a squadron of X-wings as you scramble out of this. Riot, it is time for you to jink.
Sorry, weren't you supposed to place yourself in the for all the tallies?
Oh, is it everybody?
That's how I understood it.
So I
For
I-
all tallies,
yeah.
I think.
It does
This
say
is what we
that.
didn't do last time. It's hard
Because there's multiple, yeah.
because like I think you have your position according to tallies is relative to each tally, as opposed to like the way we did it before was like we only really dealt with the left
One at a time.
So I think it's like the leftmost one gets to act first in the initiative order, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have a tally, you know, you have anything that's right, you're already. That's why I was like, otherwise, what's agility for? Because you've always got enough to move from any. If you've got 2 agility, you can always move from the 4 to the half, no problem, right?
Oh, so wow, that gets tricky and interesting. Okay. Thank you for asking that question. That is something that just didn't occur to me. So that is really interesting. I have to give it a move to the right.
The rules really aren't to do with making it clear. I think it's just inferred by the fact that, like, when you think about how agility has to work, you're like, it's pointless having anything more than 2, right? Otherwise.
Yeah. And it also says, it says place your character in the highest risk arc for all tallies.
But yeah,
On the scramble roll.
I was going to say I think I might have missed that, but how do you determine which is the highest risk arc? Is there a...
You see as high, moderate, high,
Oh,
low.
sorry. Yes, no, that was just me completely glossing over.
No, it's okay.
Cool.
There's a lot of information on each of these.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Cool. Thank you.
And to be clear, this is also developed to be played at a table. These things are actually supposed to be printed out, and you like lay them out, and you have tokens and stuff. So I think it might be easier at a live table, maybe. I still think it's a little confusing, but we're figuring it out. What were you going to say, Andish? I spoke over you.
I was just about to ask what action I was supposed to roll. I missed that.
Jink.
Jink, excellent. I will roll my 2 dice, and I get a 5.
Okay, so if we pop back to Sorties rules, on a 5, it's a partial success. Place your character in any moderate risk arcs, otherwise in high risk. So you'll be placing Riot in moderate here, moderate or high here, and moderate here.
Cool.
And let's go.
And so
I will do that.
Oh, I was just gonna say, so
gonna
the
say,
the moderate success and the full success is you're in only 1 arc, and it's of your choice. When it's real bad, you're in a bunch. Is that right? Place your character in any
for all
moderate
talents.
risk arc,
No, it's arcs.
not all moderate risk arcs. Okay, sure. Yep.
So I think you're still with everyone.
Cool.
Like a full success, you're lowest risk for all tallies. So you're always placed with everyone. It's just how dangerous.
There it is, all tallies, and then you may adjust 1 wing mate to a lower risk of 1 tally. Okay, yes, I get it.
Cool. I have done that thing.
All right, Tempest, roll your jink.
So I was just looking through the rules. It says you gain a talent with every sortie that you succeed in.
Yes, I had that note, and I was going to remind guys. Everyone who participated in last session. So sorry, David. Take a talent. You get a new talent. Was there one you were going to take that helped you?
I went advanced training, and I gave myself an extra tick in jink, basically.
Okay, there you go.
Which is why I wanted to bring it up before I,
No, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I am. Other curious thing, I think because our mission is to attack this thing, it makes sense for me to still be in the TIE bomber. But are we locked into the ships that we do for every?
No, you guys can choose whatever of the ships you want.
Yeah.
That's a great question. So what Will's asking is, you can choose the LN, the Advanced, or the Bomber. And I should have asked which ship do you want to use. They all have different advantages. If you are curious what's what, it's in the data tab.
Yeah.
Which lists each of their abilities.
Yeah. The TIE Advanced is, I think, more accurately the TIE Interceptor, now that I look at them. Like the stats that it gives you when you turn over. But because the TIE Advanced from the drop down gives you -1 effect against large ship and +1 effect against starfighter tallies, which is the same as the
lookups are jacked? Weird.
The Carnivore, which is in the normal book, which is the Interceptor class ship, basically.
So the TIE Intervance should be looking VLOOKUP I1 and E1 to G. So you think this data is switched?
We'll go over it at the
swapped,
end.
maybe?
Yeah, so basically, like when
we'll go over at the end.
Shows you the TIE Advanced ship, right, and the TIE Advanced thing, but the stats under the TIE Advanced are the stats of the Carnivore Crimson Wing, which is referred to as the Interceptor class in the Red Air book.
Yep, it is. Here's what it confers to with their. I had guesswork, so I probably guessed wrong. We'll work through it. We'll recycle them out. Thank you for that note.
Sorry, it's just while I remembered to mention it. But anyway, I will finally roll my 2d6 for Jink. Yeah. A 6.
Ooh, a 6. That is awesome. On a 6, it's a full success. Place your character in the lowest risk level arc for all tallies.
You know, the reason he made Ace and before the Battle of Endor. So I'll do that. I'll be on a successful bombing run so far.
And last but not least is Apex. You get to Jink.
Also on a 6, does he not get to shift one of his allies, one of his wingmates, into a better position on one tally?
That is a 6 + 6, a critical success. You have to roll 2 6s.
One day I will learn to read correctly. And today is not that day.
No.
Alrighty.
It's okay. It's okay. There's a lot of rules going on. Don't worry about it.
So just rolling Jink. I don't think
Yes,
I
sir.
have anything in that. Oh, I got one.
Oh, well.
I'm perfect. I'm
Okay.
good. One's all you need.
That's all you need. Yeah.
All right. And I rolled a 1.
Okay. Well, as before, a bad outcome. Place your character in the highest risk arc for all tallies.
You got it.
You are right alongside Geist. You guys are basically wingmanning for each other in the worst possible position. So that is amazing. Cool. I'm just like in my head. This means that there's an X-wing squadron that is gunning for Geist and Apex. At the same time, there's an A-wing probably like off to the side. That's the A-wings that are like filtering in and out. You guys are zooming around the various ships and couple. I think you guys are right on the high side of the Nebula B class frigate, and I'm now going to fix that image because I'll go crazy if I don't. And now there's the 4. There's the aft. I got that fixed. Sweet. That's our scramble roll. Yay. That took some time. but it'll be easier next time. All right, so the players take turns in any order. We'll just stick with this order going around. So, Geist, you're the first person that gets to take an action. What action would you like to take?
Yeah, so I think
we need to do agility to move people around, right? If you want.
yeah, that's it. So I have an agility of 3 on my tie. I mean a standard tie then. So I'm going to well, given my particular talents, I am going to move myself to the aft of the X-wings.
X-wings, okay.
And also to the aft of the Nebulan B.
Okay, so there'll be 1, 2 there.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go to the aft of the Nebulan B, and you used up your last year agility. Awesome. What action would you like to take?
Yeah,
What's
so
your position where you like?
Yeah, so I think the way this looks is as the X-wings start coming towards us, I am going to dump all the power out of my turbo lasers and into engines and just streak past the X-wing screen. Then at the end, flip back around, come up behind the X-wings, and returning power to the turbo lasers, attempt to shoot them in the back, as that is what I do best. So go back to my. So my tie gives me a +1 essentially to my trigger, so I'm at 1, and I get +1 effect in the back arc. So yeah, I think I'm going to try and take that shot. And that's a 6. Oh, sorry, you're on mute there, Rich.
Thank you very much. All right. So 6, that is excellent. And you increased your effect. So you went from standard to great effect. And with a 6, that's full success. You achieve your goal. So you're going to be dealing stress. So for clocks, the great tick is going to tick 3. So go ahead and tick 3 on the objective of the tally that you just hit.
Sure thing.
Excellent. Excellent work. Cool. And the way this works, the players take turns in any order, but if you fail, I can flip and do some reactions, and then all my tallies will happen. Well, it's a 1 to 5, so that didn't happen. All right, cool. Next up is Riot. What action would you like to take as you see your pilot Geist, who is on the other side of these X-wings, has taken out one of the X-wings in this little squadron you're handling? What do you want to do, Riot?
Yeah, I'm going to go after these A-wings because I have some stuff that will help me with that. I'm going to spend 1 agility to move from aft to starboard there. So is agility per turn, or is it for the whole?
It's per turn.
Per turn.
Yeah, we're going to do a scramble and an agility every turn.
Really? Okay. I thought scramble was just once, but okay. Cool.
Yeah, I thought it was too, but in the cycle it says repeat steps 1 through 3. So every round we do a new scramble roll.
And I have 3 agility, so I will move from the aft to the fore of the Nebula as well, so that I'm a bit safer there. That's my agility. Then I will attack the A-wings because I have flanker, which means I have +1 effect from port or starboard. And I'm now also a team player, so I get +1 die when acting against the tally, and at least 1 wingmate occupies the arc opposite of you.
Very clever. That's an awesome use of your agility.
So that's. And do we start with 1 supremacy or?
Oh, yes. Everyone should start with 1 supremacy. Sorry about that. Yes, I should have asked everybody to do that.
And is that, and then we get the +1 for having an LN on top of that, or?
Correct. Yeah,
Cool.
everybody would reset to 1, and then anything about the ship that you have that adds to the supremacy, you would tack that on at the beginning of the sortie.
So this is trigger because I'm attacking.
Yes, that makes perfect sense to me.
So 1 die for that, 1 die for the team player ability, and I think I'll spend my supremacy. No, then I can't gain any. Right. Now I'll just roll my 2 dice, and we'll see how that goes. And that's a 4, but with increased effect.
Okay, a 4 with increased effect means that you're going to be marking 3 ticks, but because it's a 4, I get to react with one of my specials. So you were going after the A-wings, and I think...
And I get some supremacy, right?
You would, yes. Gaining supremacy would be in
Let's
our
see,
ground rules.
4 or 5 is 1. Cool.
Yes, 4 to 5, you gain 1 supremacy. Okay. So you dial in from starboard side, attacking a number of the A-wings. It is, yeah, they're going to use their twin-linked fire control to deal 2 stress back to you.
Oof.
Yeah.
So, and that's because it's low is 1 stress and then +1 for the twinning thing, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. So they
Um,
would only do 1 stress, but now they're pumping it by using their twin link fire control for a total of 2 stress.
Awesome. And
do
I can
you want to burn determination to try to resist taking that stress, or are you going to just take it?
burn supremacy, right?
Sorry. Yes. So if you get a partial success, you suffer a consequence. And to resist the limit on someone else's consequence, you build a pool of D6s by using supremacy. Yes. Do you wish to resist that?
Yes, I do. I will spend 2 supremacy.
Whoa. Okay. Let's see how it goes.
That's a 6.
Nice. Okay. On a 6, the consequence is avoided. So they one of the A-wings, after you take out its battery mate, fires on you with twin-linked fire control, but you jink around and just barely miss, and you're able to avoid that consequence. Excellent work, Riot. Nice.
Cool.
It is time for Tempest to take an action.
3. I put 3 ticks on the A-wings, right?
Yes. Sorry. Should have resolved the thing you were trying to do. Sorry about that. Yeah, 3 ticks.
Fine. There's a lot going on here. So I fly in while they're distracted by everyone else around them. They fire some shots at me, but I get out of the way.
You do. You barely get out of the way, but that's all you need. Barely is good enough. All right, Tempest, you're up.
I just wanted to point out when a tally deals stress, shift PCs into more dangerous arcs up to the tally's evasion stats.
Oh, I can move people around. That's right.
As part of that, scrambling dogfight with Riot, a tally of your choice gets to move up to their evasion because he dealt stress as a consequence, right? So it can spend 3 to move. And I don't think it necessarily has to be one thing in the rules that it makes clear is that like the consequences are for the squad, not for you. Your maneuvers can put your squadron in danger, basically.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. All right, so
Because
I'm going
actually
to.
the tallies only deal stress to whatever's in their highest risk section, unless it's a special, according to the. Because you've got two options. You've got options of activating specials or just dealing stress. After a tally's dealt stress, they check their rally box, and then they become the less. So actually, in this situation, even though he went for the A-wing, it probably should have been the X-wing that dealt stress, because the X-wing is the leftmost on the. Like we can talk about it afterwards. But I just had a quick read.
Yep.
I think I grok it now. Like.
Oh, good. Well,
the X-wings are the main threat. They're the most active. They're at the front. That sort of thing.
Yeah, but you can.
I do remember there's a part about the leftmost should be the ones going, so that makes.
So when it's just
sense.
dealing stress, not using a special, you go from the left to the right until you've filled up all the rally boxes, but you can out of that order activate the specials to do so. Like you can activate anybody's special.
X-wing went. If the X-wing goes during riots, does riot take the stress, or are you saying that they only fire in their high arc?
They only fire in the high arc, so it's actually Apex who would take the stress there. But they can before dealing
use
stress,
evasion to move.
Yeah, I don't know if you.
Then I'll just do that, so we don't.
The rules are that you can use evasion after you've dealt stress, but you might have a special such as a Corrigan strat turn, which means that actually we're all now in the after act of the 4.
Yeah, I'll just use. So then I'm using that. Then they're dealing stress.
Mm-hmm. I get the impression I'm just going to say, I think I get the impression that in terms of managing the enemies, it's a very much a if this, then that kind of function from left to right, with the specials being the wild cards that you get to throw out. And it is counterintuitive to the way that we normally play these games with, the results of your die roll primarily being focused back at you kind of thing. Anyway, sorry for derailing us with more system talk.
You didn't derail us. You helped, and I appreciate it. So then let's get everybody lined up there. That feels a little better in my brain. Again, same level going of stress to Undish for riot. Because I moved you to the floor, we'll just say all that. We're not going to change the stress and the determination roll.
Yeah.
Now
I think you can. Oh, sorry. No, I was concerned. I think you can expressly make determination rolls to resist damage against other people anyway. So I think that's
true. That's true.
You can make protect rolls, and then you suffer the consequence, and then you can make a determination roll to see whether or not you absorb it successfully.
Actually, eat it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I have a bunch of moves based around that, but I was like, do I care about riot that much? No.
All right, you're up. Tempest, what do you want to do?
Yes. I immediately give Riot my benefit of Wing Commander. I may grant any one wingmate +1 agility on their next turn. That's some, fighting X-Wings isn't like dusting crops, boy. You're going to need to move faster if you want to stay out of their targeting range. As I then spend my agility to move myself back to the aft of the out of their missile range, essentially. I said fighting X-Wings. And then I think, I'm the bomber. I'm going to take advantage of this break because I slip behind the X-Wings to make a attack run on the medical carrier as I fly through the scrum, basically. So, I mean, it's aft.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, all of the tallies, by the way, have +1 risk due to the medical frigate, just for our Sky Marshals to keep in mind. So they are much more dangerous thanks to having the
thank you for that.
AWACS. This
If
is
I
what I
choose
couldn't
to
get last
use
time.
it, is that always true, or is that it's just true, or is that do I have to use my
Yeah, I
rally
think
to
that-
give that?
Well, I don't even think using your. I'm not even sure if using your specials takes your rally because it's out of the. I think rally is only when you've dealt stress, essentially, and stress is relative to the level of risk, right? I think. Does that make sense? I don't know. We'll work it out. I do quite enjoy the these, the finickiness of it all. But anyways, I will roll my attack run on the, cover me. I'm going in. I will roll trigger.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's it. 2d6 there.
Got a 6. Oh, it's riot's roll. Sorry.
No. I'm gonna a danger zone suggestion. To get 3d6.
You want?
I would like to shift my targeting computer from where it defaults to, right? It highlights the reactor, the core, right? And all the targeting computers. This is standard Imperial doctrine. But I know that if the core goes, then the escape pods and all of these, there won't be any survivors from this ship. And I'd rather I'd rather not murder as many people on this hospital ship as possible. It's a bit of that Tempest security time there where you're take prisoners over, murder them all. So I would obviously, as we know, Control can see when you've turned your targeting computer off.
So what are you doing?
Sedition clock?
Tempest. Yes.
It's okay. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, so that's 3d6. I don't suppose anybody with a bunch of supremacy who wants to return some favors that were spent to them during downtime.
Yeah, I think that Geist is going to be running defense for Tempest here. Their job is to take down the carrier, and Tempest is in the bomber. So I'm going to be kind of the kind of trying to keep the interceptors off of your back as you go in for the kill.
Yeah, there's that flash
Nice.
of strobe lights across the cockpit as the laser blasts come in, and then we see Geist swoop, do a loop around my bomber as I pull off a Han Solo type maneuver, which doesn't look very impressive in my slow ass bomber. So that is 46. That is a 6. So, wow, 6. That is a full success. I achieved my goal. I think that means I deal 2 ticks. But I deal 3 ticks because I'm in a bomber.
Oh man, 3 ticks is. Can you guys hear me? Okay. I just had a voice mod to you, and I had to close it, so I want to make sure that I switched off correctly. Okay, cool. That is awesome. Deal your 3 ticks.
It cuts to Paldat looking on the bridge, right, as the missiles go shh, and then divert offwards to the engines. And then thinking it cuts to Paldat following the beeps, just a frown on her face, maybe she writes something down and a little,
Oh yeah, she brings up on the thing. We see a bunch of Arbesh and we see Tempest's face, and like and it turns red. Right, we know that's not good. She will file a report on that. Cool. Then let's swing to our monster, Apex. It's time for you. That was a 6, so I did not take an action. So it is. I've got some rallies that'll be doing some stuff at the end of this turn. Then I guess.
All right. So the first thing I need to do is spend some agility to get out of spots. I will spend. I'm in a standard tile end, so I have agility of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I will move from the 4 of the X-wing, 1 to the starboard. I will move from the 4 of the A-wing, port of the A-wing, and I will also use 1 point to move from the port of the frigate to the 4. Is that correct? I'm just moving 1
Yes.
each place. Okay.
Yes.
The liberation. How many ticks did you just do to it, Tempest? 3.
Yeah, you need to mark this, Tempest.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if you were doing them.
No worries.
I'll
I
let
just
you
want to make
guys
sure.
do check marks for hurting the bad guy or your enemies. Sorry, not bad guys.
No worries. I just want to make sure I'm targeting somebody that I can do the most damage to. I will fire on. I mean, here's the thing: dogfights are what Apex lives and breathes. So he's going to get into the mix with the A-wings. I'm going to bear down and light up the A-wings.
Nice. That's awesome. These A-wings are so fast. The X-wings are slower than your ties, but these A-wings they strip past you guys. So you really have to barrel down. You're pushing it as hard as you can. You can actually see the energy tick 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 ticking up on your engines. You can only do this for so long. Good luck.
Proper prey. I have a trigger of 3, so I'm firing 3d6 on this guy.
Okay. Would you like a danger zone?
No, I don't need it because I got a 6.
Oh, but you could have gotten 2 6s. Who knows?
I can't risk any more stress, man.
Sweet. So with that 6, you get to deal your damage. So it would be where you're at right now is A-wings and you're Apex. So you're port side. Therefore, the 6 would deal how many ticks? Sorry, so it's low, right? I just want to make sure that we're adjudicating correctly. So success on a low versus moderate to high risk would be better. This is where I get all mixed up. All right. But that's limited effect. That's not the risk. So the risk is low, moderate, high.
The risk is the level of consequences you get back, right?
Right.
It's
Okay.
confusing because we also have risk, quadrants basically, right? Like high, moderate, low, high kind of arcs, risk arcs basically. But each die roll has, in standard Forged in the Dark, the level of risk, which is the level of consequence that you take in return, and then effect. So I think that there may be like things that say that you may get, less limited effect.
We'll just call it a full success. So it's going to be 2 ticks.
2 ticks?
Unless you have something to affect the amount of damage that you do, you're doing 2 ticks to the A-wings.
Unfortunately, not when they've already been attacked. So I just do 2 to the A-wings. They got 1 integrity left.
Man, I think you take out one of the A-wings, but there's the wingman of that A-wing. This is a 6-year-old, so I get to burn out the last of my rallies, right? Because we're at end of turn, so unused. And I think what they're going to do is we didn't end up using their auto turret because we had to flip it to the X-wing tech. So this tally will go, and they're going to. Oh, they want to hurt you in particular. So we'll say that they're dealing 2 stress. This low would make it a 1 stress, and then the +1 stress. 2 stress to you, Apex, this last A-wing, because you took out their wingmate. So you got 2 stress coming your way, unless you want to spend some supremacy. Oh, by the way,
I'm
did
gonna
you
have
use
to.
supremacy for your roll? Because you would have earned supremacy on this.
I earned it, so I checked. I got two more supremacy, so I have 4 supremacy.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 3 of it to roll the determination roll.
Okay.
Or I could. No, sorry. I just have the 1 supremacy.
Don't worry about it.
Thinking I should try to protect you because I get supremacy. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, I was going to protect him otherwise because I also get supremacy.
Oh, you also have a thing.
Oh, but I get supremacy when you successfully use a protect special action and avoid consequences. So go for it. It makes no little difference to me who makes the protect roll, as long as somebody does. I get an extra die on my determination roll when I do the protect special action. That's my other bit.
Okay, and I get supremacy when I protect the wingmate and take stress. So I kind of want to not fully succeed. So
yeah.
Because I think it's me and Apex are kind of mixed in with these A-wings. So I'm trying to I'm laying down some fire basically to force this A-wing away, which will draw its attention to me instead. So I'm spending my 1 supremacy on this. And I get a 5.
Got a 5? Okay. Yay, that means my other guy gets to go.
So I take half the stress or something?
You take half the stress. It would be 2, so you eat 1 stress.
1 stress, and I get my supremacy back then because I took stress while protecting.
Nice. Okay. I could have used evasion to move you guys around, but you were where I wanted, so I didn't use evasion there. Got no evasion for the Nebulon B-class frigate, but it does have concussion missiles. Oh, yeah, here we go. I don't have evasion, so I can't do that. Do I have anything else I can do? I can't. Oh, I gotta get you guys in the right arc. All right. Because if I had anybody in my highest risk effect, I could do concussion missiles and do stress to everybody, but I can't. So then I think
How does that work? You've got 0 evasion. How will you ever move those across? Unless I suppose you do that as a consequence.
Well, I'll be honest. I copied over the previous, and that was a space station. So they should have. It's a frigate, and it should have evasion. But I didn't realize it until we were in game, and I was like, oh, I don't want them to.
Give it 1 evasion, Rich. Go for it. No, you cheat away, Scott. Sure.
All right. Let's see. What's the frigate? Oh, I saw a frigate. Frigate evasion is 1. Yeah, 1. Woohoo! That's evasive. Anyway, so with evasion of 1, I can move 1 person into my nasty arc of high stress. So I think I will. I think they're seeing Apex as all that success they had against the A-wing. It's Apex that gets moved to the starboard side. And it will be an auto turret coming your way because dealing -1 stress is not a good idea. So -1 die on determination rolls to resist taking stress dealt by this tally. So I am using the last one, and they have they're high risk, so it's 2 stress coming your way.
All right, I am going to spend 3 supremacy then to only get 2 die for my determination roll. Correct, because it's -1 die. Perfect.
Yeah.
Hitting the roll. 5 and a 4, so 5.
5. Okay. On ground rules for determination roll, on a 4 to 5, the consequence is reduced. So that is 1 stress. Unfortunately.
No. Go ahead and take the final one, Rich.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Apex.
Um,
Yes.
Group in to confront a consequence that an ally would other. Can I do that now at this point? Can I protect?
Yeah, that's what it's
Yeah.
for. So
Yeah.
I think what you see is the autocans as the Nebula is taking pot shots at Apex, and you're going to swoop in and do something about it.
I am going to strafe the cannons, and it is a case of trying to hit the ones that are shoot. Just before they shoot, like I can see them all lining up on Apex and all the lights and everything, right? And it's a matter of like getting the ones that are in that firing order before, like they finish him off.
Okay.
So that is a protect
Which
roll.
talent are you using? Or are you just doing
Trigger.
protect roll? Okay.
Trigger, which is a protect roll. You swoop in to confront a consequence, describe how it intervene. You can try to reduce or cancel the consequences. So I will either suffer the consequence, which would be 1 stress. Is that what you said?
Yes, 1 stress.
Oh no, it'd be 2 stress originally, right? Because I have to re-roll this consequence.
It's 2 stress. Yeah, it's 2 stress originally.
Yeah. So I will. But he did already spend the resources, didn't he, to do that himself? So
He did.
it's probably 1 stress now because that means that he bought something with that.
That makes
spend.
sense.
Yeah.
Not
that I'm just
trying
trying
to
to
protect
myself.
Apex. What a good team you guys are.
Yeah. And I'll roll my own determination roll, I guess.
Yeah.
Roll D6 for each charge of supremacy. I'll just spend the 1.
Yeah. Just spend the 1.
It's only a 3, so it's a bad outcome. So I get the stress.
You get the 1 stress. So you feel those autocans. You can even imagine it, Apex, but just before the moment happens, since you failed and you took the stress, is it a thing where you end up swooping in and they fire on you instead?
So I think it's I think the how that looks is it's the explosions of the cannons as I rip.
As
I target that.
Yeah, like
as I target that turbo laser, the big boxy turbo laser that's lining up, right? And it's unleashing, and I come in like, and then like burst out of the explosion, right, trailing a bit of space smoke as I go. And over the comms, you're gonna hear, get back into formation, Apex.
Save your bacon, man. Save your bacon. All right. Well, all of the ships have taken a significant amount of damage here. The Liberation, you see that they are starting to send some ships towards basically shuttles, and escape pods are all heading down to the surface of the planet and TV. But it is time for us to scramble again. So we'll start with you guys. Go ahead and roll your scramble. I determined the action, which I need to do right now. I'm going to say that it's going to, I feel like, what is a good? You never see burn, but it doesn't feel right here. So yeah, I'm going to see you guys gaze to try to scramble in. There's just so much activity going on, so many ships in the sky that you need to gauge to be able to. Sorry about that. Actually, not sorry at all. So, guys, what's your gauge? Go ahead and roll it.
Sure. My gauge is just the 1. I don't think I'm going to spend anything on this roll. I'm going to see how it plays out.
Okay.
So 4.
All right. I'm unselecting the rallies. You got a 4, which on our scramble roll sorties rules, which I need to copy in, partial success, any moderate risk arcs, otherwise high risk for all tallies.
Sure. So I think they will have a mod. Oh no, sorry. A-wing doesn't, so I will go into, we'll say, starboard on the X-wings, on the A-wings, and
Aft on
the
Nebula, the
on
liberation.
liberation. Cool.
Okay. Riot. Do you have a gauge?
Yeah, I have a 0 in gauge, so I'm rolling 2 and taking the lowest, right?
Correct.
That's a 4, so that's okay.
That's not so bad.
So
I dropped in as a note, so now you can easily reference without having to go to another tab. Partial success, moderate, or high. And Tempest, let's get you on your gauge roll, please.
I rolled a 1.
Oh my. That is a fail. Bad outcome. Place your character in the highest risk arcs for all tallies.
We see a Celestin go, the bomber, as he points out the window, as I streak past with the turbo laser, right? And all of the things come past. We can't take another hit like that. Whoa, whoa.
Got a Celestin captain. All right, so now we need
I was going to go
know.
with the Moncal, right? But it's too predictable. They can't all go, it's a trap.
Nope, we can't. Then it loses all context. Love it. Apex, give us a gauge.
Yep, I also have 0 in gauge, so rolling 2, taking the lower. A 1 and a 6. You'll love to see
that
it.
one. High risk for everybody. And we'll circle back around to Geist as Cody is placing Apex in the high for all arcs. Geist, spend some agility to move yourself around and attack any of the tallies you wish. Or if you want to do something else, like
Yeah. So
you could do other things. You don't have to attack. You could order them to surrender and then attack. I've heard that's a good tactic. It's rewarded here.
So I think what I'm going to do here actually is I'm actually going to use my evasion to move into the. Oops! If I press the right button, I'm going to use my evasion to move to the 4 of the. Clear that one. That's weird. It's not letting me clear the one in the aft. Anyway, I'm going to move myself to the 4 of the liberation, and I'm going to stay where I am. Yeah, I am going to stay where. No, I'm not. I was going to play nice, but I don't think I will actually.
There you go.
I'm going to move
nice.
to the. I'm going to move to the aft of the X-wing, and
it.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to continue. So I think this is as I'm kind of running wing on Tempest's bomber. I think we're sort of spinning around the frigate, and I think I come up behind one of the X-wings running defense. Get that moment of like the trigger going across in the on the targeting computer as I pull down the trigger and unload on it. I think I am going to spend two supremacy on this, to give me an extra die.
Nice.
So that will bring me up to 2. So yeah, how do the danger zones work again? Is that
so danger zones is like a devil's bargain.
Yeah.
You can ask for a danger zone, and then I will offer it up to you. And if you take it, then you get an extra die. And it happens. If you aren't interested, you can say, no, that's okay.
Sure. Then yeah, I'll see what's on offer here.
Which of the tallies were you headed after?
Oh, I'm after the X-wing.
Okay, after the X-wing. Okay, again, this is for you to accept or not accept, and also you are here for one session. There's a moment in the frenetic, wild dogfight, Geist, where you look across and you meet eyes with the X-Wing pilot that you are about to take down. And you see that it is your sister. And she's terrified. You recognize immediately she's in a brand new X-Wing. This may be her first fight. And we're going to name her Anama. Because, you know, names are important. Anama Vestian. Are you okay with that?
I am okay with that. Well, I am okay with that. I think that that Miro is both shocked, but you know, he can't let his sister undo all the good work he is trying to do for their family, and pulls down on the trigger.
Oh, sweet. Take that extra die.
Well, that's a 2 as my highest.
Whoa, the dice determined that your sister may survive, but probably not much longer. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. Then you do no damage and oh yeah, I'm gonna use their evasion to move some people around. And well, we've already got 2 people in the 4. What do we have here? Ooh, sweet. So I think, yeah, they are gonna. I'm gonna move you out of their aft 2, and then with the third one, I'll just go ahead and move everybody to 4. Their action. So they've used up their evasion, and they're gonna pop a special. And I think it's rapid fire. It's a +1 stress when dealing stress, and it's a high risk. So sounds like that would be 2. Am I reading that right? It's default 1, but it's +1 stress.
Isn't the default based on the threat level of the arc?
So then a high would be 3, and then it's +1 stress 4. Or
that's how I understood it, but I'm that's not what I read in the rules. That's just what I picked up from when we talked about it.
okay. I don't want to overdo it, but I want to make sure its consequences. So let's see how many ticks. Okay, so high. That's not. Oh my god, I'm just getting so messed up. I'm sorry. Let's just call it 3 for now. We'll just say it's 3 stress coming to. Who are they going to go after? I guess Rich is just going to roll a d4.
So I'm
Yes?
not sure why it's not just 2.
Well, I thought that the risk affected how much stress they're doing. Is that not right?
Where does it say that? That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know where it says hardly anything on how much stress they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a high risk. I guess it makes sense for the high risk, because I think risk in the quadrants in the arcs works in 2 different ways, right? Which is, and I'm not sure if the second one. So the first one is that when you are in that high risk arc, you are the target. You know, you are in the riskiest position. So if you're not in the high risk arc, even if there's nobody in the high risk arc, it shifts to the moderate arcs, right? It's the highest risk that they have, basically.
So when they're dealing stress, if you're in the high risk arc, that's who they choose.
Yeah.
You're the target of opportunity.
You're in the riskiest position, you know, like, because you're the one that's right in front of the X-Wing as it's got its targeting computer lined up. But then the secondary thing is that the same thing as setting the risk of the die roll from the action? You know,
right? And that's
which is
the part where
question.
I'm going to say
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
2 stress. So it's 1 stress. We'll just say it's always one. They're always doing 1 stress unless they've got a special to make it more than 1 stress. Because you guys, it's not like you have as much stress as a full Forged in the Dark character. So it's 2 stress coming, and I rolled randomly to see who would take it, and it's going to be 2, which is 1, 2, Riot. So you got 2 stress coming your way, Riot, as these X-Wings are bearing down on you.
Oh, Riot.
There's an example. Now I'm reading in the rules. For example, a bad outcome is rolled and the PC is sitting squarely in the active tally's high risk arc. Normally this would take 3 stress, but the Sky Marshal might decide to take only 1, then take a segment of a failure clock and activate the special of the active tally. This trades raw damage for a variety of complications to confront.
So there is a.
Where's that at?
Yeah.
But it's
Where is that?
I can't
That's
find
awesome.
that it explicitly mentions the connection between the threat level and the amount of stress.
Okay. Where did you find, or are you looking in the PDF, or did you find
It's
it on
in the PDF. It's are the page numbers here. It's a red page.
And what's the PDF viewer tell you the page number as, Anders?
It's page 27. Sorry.
Okay. A bad outcome is rolled. Normally this would take 3 stress. Okay, that's interesting. So normally a high risk arc is 3 stress, which means that a moderate would be 2 stress and a low would be 1 stress. If we use that to figure out how much stress is done.
So it seems.
Yeah, why not? Sounds good to me.
Sure. I mean, stress you guys out is where we want to end up anyway, but by the way, I have reached out to the designer on Discord and I will be asking them a lot of questions. but it's okay. It's okay. This is designed for a game and it's got a lot of really cool stuff going on. Also, I'm really bad at complicated things. So let's see. So you're in the high risk arc, Apex. No, Riot. You're in a high risk arc, which would be 3, and it's +1 stress when dealing stress to PCs in the 4 arc, which is also high. So 4 stress coming your way. This is going to knock you out of this fight, but won't kill you because you're an awesome PC and you actually are showing up next week. So, Will, it's dicey, but Anders, what do you wish to do? Do you want to use determination?
Sorry, was this coming at me?
It's coming to Riot, yes. So
yeah.
It's coming to you. 4 stress coming your way.
I will use my 1 supremacy to try to evade this.
Oh, good luck. And I imagine what it is the green pilot, David, I think guys tried to barrel down, but missed, and then that pilot's trying to just punch their way out to get away from you guys. She's trying to get out of here, and you're right in the way, Andish.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens to Riot.
6.
Oh man! Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
I imagine like clip one of my solar panels as they sweep past me.
Yeah, and I think we'd see the smoke coming off the side of the wing. The astromech is sparking, and they're going down. Like they're out of the fight. And yeah, there's still a few X-Wing fighters left, but your sister Geist is not among them. She is crash landing on MTV, or MTV, as some might say. Cool. That was a lot. Who are we to now? Is it Tempest's turn, or did I skip around?
That was Geist
Geist.
action.
That was all
Consequence
Geist. Holy
Riot.
crap.
Yeah.
Riot, you're up. Your
Cool.
resistance was
So
keeping
I
up.
will spend some agility. I don't want to be in front of these A-wings.
You have an extra agility because of the Wing Commander feature that I gave you.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. I have 4 agility, right?
Yes.
So 1 for that. And then I'll move to flank. And, ooh. Yeah, I'll play it safe with the Nebulon. Spend all my agility. And yeah, I'll go after the. Let me see. I need to check my abilities to see this one effect. So I want to attack someone where I have someone on the opposite side because that gives me extra dice. Then I think I'm going to risk it now. This is probably stupid. Instead of moving to the 4 of the Nebulon, I'm going to move to starboard.
Okay.
And I will do like the bomber has done the first run, and it's Apex was in the bomber, right? No, sorry, it's Tempest.
It's Tempest, yes.
Yeah, Tempest, I clear you a path, and I'm doing like a strafing run on the turbo lasers to try to knock them out, so he can go in for another run there. So I'm going to attack the Nebulon.
That is dangerous.
Yeah.
Are you going with trigger?
I assume so. I don't think, or maybe actually I'm trying to draw fire.
So the 2 ways are either you inflict a stress on it and then that's less boxes to tick, or you could do a special action to increase the effect of the next person.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm trying to draw fire. I think I could do that with Jink, maybe.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Scramble.
So you're doing a setup action by rolling
Yeah.
Jink. Awesome. I'm going to say that because you are in the high risk arc, that you're going to be target number 1 if they fire back. So you fail at this, it can be very painful for you.
Yeah, but I have +1 effect because I'm coming from port or starboard, and I have
Okay.
+1 die because I have a wingmate on the opposite arc.
Oh, look at you. You're very clever with your use of positioning. This is good.
So I'm rolling 3 dice. I don't
3
have
dice.
enough supremacy. Does anyone want to help me?
I feel like it's counterproductive for me to help you with my supremacy.
Yeah, that's true. Cool. I just roll it straight up, and that's a 5.
Ooh, a 5. That is successful in the setup then, if I remember correctly. Setup actions.
Yeah, maybe
just
increased
gives it
effect doesn't matter
increased
there,
effect.
but if it does, I have it. So
Cool. You have increased effect, and you rolled a 5, which means I get to do something to you.
Mhm.
And I think what we're going to do is we're going to use the AWACS, which I'm again confused about. Why do AWACS just happen? Does it automatic happen, or do I have to use my rally for it? But I'm going to say I have to use my rally for it, as increased risk from all other tallies. That's dumb. I'm not going to be that dumb. Sorry. I'm going to have the A-wing swoop in because they've got to protect the Nebulon frigate, and they will be using their. Oh, you're at the high risk, so they're going to fire on you. Not Apex, right. It's the starboard. They will use their evasion to move you to the 4, and then they're not going to do this. They're actually going to do an auto turret. They're in high, which means it's 3 stress coming at you, and it's -1 die on determination rolls. I think you're just going to eat this, right?
Yeah, I have 0 supremacy, so
Okay.
I spent mine protecting my wingmates.
I'm going to try and save Riot on this one, but you know, it's not so much a save, a defensive move. It's I'm lighting them up. They can't change their focus from me. I'm right in their face.
But it's -1 die to the roll, so you have to spend at least 2 supremacy, right?
And that means I can't do it, but I could take.
No, I would say that probably. I mean, I don't think it's codified, but I would say that what that means is that you're then put on the disadvantage function, right? You know, like you roll 2 and you take the
perfect. Okay, cool. Then
Yeah,
that is what
yeah.
I'll do.
So
I'll roll 2 dice, take the low over the 2.
Okay. Let's see how that goes.
Oh, you're gonna die now. Unless you roll double 6s.
Protect! Oh man, this is awesome.
Oh my god.
So you what does this look like? Because you're taken out of the fight, which by the way, tick your sedition clock as well. You fill your stress clock, and then you're gonna wipe it all out. You tick a sedition clock because you are out of this fight. So
do you glide with one of them, Cody?
Yeah, I think Apex is just he's so we talked about it earlier that he was pushing the engine to the red for too long, and it busts out the engine of the machine, and the A-wings just swoop right through. Yeah.
Oh man, the engine just completely explodes on you, and you just spin out a bunch, and you're headed. The last we see of Apex is you're headed towards the NTV surface, like you're gonna hit Atmo and probably explode, but you the player returning, so you know we'll figure out how that goes. We are near time, so let's quickly move to our next person who got set up, and this will probably end our session. But let's go ahead, Tempest. You've received that setup. That was successful. It was just a terrible result that came from that setup.
Yeah. So I have 2d6 from my trigger. I'm on great effect here. Increased effect from my original one. Yeah, yes. Great effect. I am going to spend I need to spend my evasion for my agility first, don't I, actually, to move myself around. I think the sensible thing to do is just looking at all the different things that could be there. I don't have anything. I'm going to move myself into the low section of the liberation and the away from the X-wings thing to the you can only move one, so you have to go 4 to moderate to aft, to starboard to aft, right? I would say you can't. It take 2 agility to move.
Yeah, it's I think it's around like a clock.
Yeah. I just wanted to double check because
it's
I hoped it would be.
I'm just glad that you asked a rules question and I was able to answer it. That feels good.
Cool. I am going to another danger zone option.
I think a danger zone option that I'll offer you is I'll throw a spiked clock on you as a concussion missile. An errant concussion missile is headed your way.
Or would you, since we're right up against time, like me to mark that final sedition, and we can see me make take an option from the sedition clock filling up?
Sounds good. It sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Which I think is again the refusal to target the. I think I directly refuse in order to target the reactor. Do you know?
Yeah, it's got to be Paul Doc comes on the comms. She says, "All right, Tempest, target the reactor, and we can all call this a successful mission."
Negative, Commander. The reactor will blow this target. It's full of high value intelligence assets, I'm sure. You'll be wanting to interrogate them. Don't worry, you can thank me later. Dude, he turns off the communicator, right? Like,
and the data pad is like, she's sending off a missive. You're in trouble. It's
yeah.
done.
Do I want to save? No, it's the end of it. I need to push myself requires 2, and I think in this system I can push myself as well as take a.
You can.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you can do both.
Yeah. You can push yourself to take action even if you're taken out. Just so you know.
Huh.
Which is interesting. Okay, I will push myself to gain 4d6 total.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask. Geist, you helping me out on this bombing run with your last remaining supremacy?
Yeah, I will do. I think, I think we kind of see Geist sort of pulls away from the X-wings and sort of comes into to kind of give close cover as Tempest is going in for the next bombing run.
So you come into my view screen, like just on the top left or top starboard kind of thing, just above me, and there's just those lasers like firing in, like taking out like turrets and stuff as we go in. I like it.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
RD6, let's hope for a crit. Just a normal success, but with great effect.
Normal success. So take the tick marks, and I get to use my last rally.
There's one box left on liberation. Damn it!
I know. I was hoping you guys would succeed, but yeah, I think what's going to happen here is we've got our high, which is riot, and I think you're going to get hit with concussion missiles. So it's high 3 and dealing stress, deal -1 stress. Well, no, I'll do the auto turret again. So auto turret, which is minus on determination. So you've got 3 stress coming your way. Riot, what do you want to do about that? Do you wish to determination, or can you?
Yeah, I just realized that I should have 1 supremacy after making that assist roll before.
Oh, right.
So
yes,
I guess I'll
you have 1
spend that,
supremacy.
but with a -1, I'm rolling with disadvantage. So.
Yep, 2 dice and take the worst of the 2.
So let's see if I follow Apex down to the surface, or
It's fun down here, man.
that's a 4.
Oh,
That's
a
a
4,
That's
which
partial, right?
yes, it is a partial. So on determination with a 4, the consequence is reduced. It would have been 3. It's reduced down to a 2. Can you eat 2 stress?
Yeah, I can.
Man, awesome. Tick tick. Sweet. So we are at time, and I'm an evil, nasty sky marshal, and here's how I'm going to say this thing gets resolved. Amidst all of this insanity, the Nebulon B not being taken out, they finally get their forward batteries and focus solely on the Dread Grasp and take out the gravity well generators. And as you guys are scrambling to try to take it out, it immediately hops to hyperspace, followed by the stragglers of X-Wings and A-Wings, and you guys are left amid the debris of your battle. You have all failed. I should have had a timing clock, but the timing clock is our real clock. Therefore, you've all failed your mission. Please mark 1 sedition clock. So, Dave, this is a one shot. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to epilogue. What do we see for Geist? What's the epilogue we have for Geist after this mission and so and so?
Yeah. So I think the only appropriate epilogue for Geist is, we kind of see him exiting his fighter, taking off the helmet, heading towards the debriefing suite, probably cursing under his breath as he does so. But as he's on his way there, a couple of troopers in the sort of the naval guard uniform step out and say, I'm afraid you'll have to miss your debriefing. The Lieutenant Commander has requested your presence in the interrogation suite, and he is led off.
Dun, dun, dun. Awesome. So we're at end of time. If anyone needs to go, please do go. But if anyone wants to stick around to do Stars of Wishes, feel free. We're going to actually do that off cam. And I'd like to take a brief bio. So thanks everybody for playing. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll stop the recording here.